Hey everyone, now that all the fan festival madness is over, we're back to our regular scheduled nerdy math madness stuff. So today I thought, a pretty fun topic would be how much damage can each profession actually do at max. So we're gonna go into that. So first of all, let me pick up this port key. So as you know, each profession, they kind of have different roles. For example, Aurors do a lot of damage. Magizoologists, they could tank, supportish, heal. Professors, they have a lot of buffs. They can do a lot of stuff. The jack of all trades kind of character, right? So, but I thought it was kind of interesting to actually look into the numbers and see just how much these professions actually do with damage. So we're gonna go in, I'm gonna pull out a calculator and let's see how much damage they actually do. And because just the other day, in Indianapolis at the Fan Fest with the 30 bucks, I picked up Vile Creatures and I thought, 25 damage increase is a lot. So, and I was feeling it. Like, at one point, I did 1.4k damage to an elite Urkling in one hit with Magizoologists. So I was like, what the heck, that's a lot of damage. So I thought, maybe Magizoologists might out-damage professors? That could be a possibility. So I kind of looked in the numbers and let's go over them. So let's start with Aurors. So I'm mainly going to try and compare Aurors and Magizoologists because Aurors were, people think as Aurors being the profession that does the most damage, right? So let's go over this. So Aura's damage at base, it has 100, right? If you max it out, and Auras have 100 damage, and then we're gonna be fair to the Auras. We're gonna give them that situational thing. So where it also has a 10 damage increase when the opponent is under 10 or half HP, I think. So that's their first skill that they learn. If the enemy is lower than 50% HP, adds 10 damage. So let's add that up, 110. So let's then multiply it by the proficiency multiplier, and we're assuming we're just fighting like a common, I don't know, Death Eater, Dark Wizard, doesn't matter, it's something you're proficient against, right? And since it's common, there's no defense, deficiency, defense, or any of that. We don't have to calculate all that. So that would be 2.48. For those of you who don't know the calculation over there, it's just 1 plus 148%, which is at max Aura's proficiency power, right? So that would that would be the wrong calculation there. That would be 110 times 2.48 equals to 272.8 damage. That's a lot of damage. So it's like, almost 273 damage around that. So one hit against a Death Eater / Dark Wizard would do a huge chunk of their HP, right? So I was thinking, so Auras do that much damage. How much damage would Magizoologists do, right? Because I thought, Magizoologists, the thing with Magizoologists, it has a lot of different buffs, right? It has its base damage, which is the lowest among the three. But then you got, Become the Beast, you got Vile Creatures, you got a lot of fun stuff going on with Magizoologists. So, so let's see how Magizoologists actually do. So let's calculate Magizoologists, their base damage first. So let's see, their base damage, Magizoologists, they start with 59, right? 59, and then you have their, orientation course, whatever it's called. Give me like 1 second. Just, that first course that gives you plus 10 damage when your stamina is over 50%, which like 99% of the time your stamina will be over 50% once you do have everything maxed out and you're playing with a professor and all that. So that adds 10 more power there, 69 power, nice. And what else do you got? You got Become the Beast, right? So that's an extra 40 more power. So that brings it to 109, which is pretty nice. And then Vile Creatures, that's the one that inspired this whole video, which against Urklings, which will be like 50% of the enemies you fight if you're playing, in a group. All you're fighting is Urklings and spiders, right? So you add that up, that's another 25. So you got 134 base damage, and then you times it by your proficiency multiplier, assuming you're just fighting a common Earthling or something without deficiency defense. The deficiency defense is the same, so it doesn't really matter, right, between these two. So that would be a I think it's also 2.48 for Magizoologists. So that amounts to 332.32 damage. So that is a huge jump from Aura to Magizoologists in terms of damage. So let's check out how much more damage Magizoologists do in one hit against Earthlings than Auras in this situation, in this specific situation. And that would be 59.52 damage. So, turns out, in the right circumstances against an Earthling, which is, you know, that's half of what Magizoologists do, a fight, and with above 50% HP, and what was the other? Oh, with 5 or more initial focus, Magizoologists do almost 60 more damage than Auras, right? And also, Auras, they are also facing enemies with 50% or less HP, because when they're facing enemies with 50% or more HP, they don't have that 10 extra power. So that's pretty cool, right? So let's go check Professors as well. So Professors are a little tricky. Professors do have a lot of really small additional damage additives on them, right? So let's go, let's check out Professor. Professor base damage 79, right? So plus your first a passive, that's 1 higher stats power plus 5, and then the next one, the next one is 5 as well. Then you got the plus 2 buff one, that's 12, and then the last one is 3 higher stats, that one's 12 as well, so 133. This one, Professors have a slightly higher multiplier, so that's 2.5 multiplier, that's 282.5, still lower than Magizoologists' you know, biggest hit, right? So, you know, it looks like Magizoologist in this scenario, it does the most damage of all the professions. But do keep this in mind, we are not factoring in crits, because if we do factor in crits, like I'm not making this whole video just to bash Auras, because Auras still do a ton of damage just because they have crits. And that's why it, you know, it makes them so powerful. But do remember also, crits aren't 100% of the time activated, so you also have to keep that in mind. But Auras do have a 95% chance to land a hit on their first hit against Death Eaters. So that process would go something like, you have your base crit chance, right? Which the game calls precision. I'm still not used to calling it precision, so precision 35, that's 35%, plus your Dancing with the Dummies, which is now fixed, finally, that's another 35%. That's 70%, and then if you're facing a Death Eater, that's an extra 25%. 95% chance to crit against a Death Eater on your first strike, with the extra 50% crit power on your first strike. So, you know, that's, you know, Auras do a lot of damage, especially on their first hit. Well, I guess only on their first hit. But, you know, even not on their first hit, you know, if you're facing the Death Eaters, you still have a decent amount of a chance to crit still. But, yeah. But if we're not factoring into the crit chance, which is totally luck, RNG, right? It's not 100% of the time that crits happen for Auras. It seems like Magizoologists do the most damage, eh? So they have the most defense, stamina, and when you add up all their abilities, they do the most damage. Also, they cost the most to complete their skill tree. They're the most expensive of the 3 professions to actually complete their skill tree. So, you know, there's some drawbacks to being a Magizoologist, right? But yeah, Magizoologists, so people are always, I see people, look, here's one of the other reasons why it prompted me to do this video. Folks on the internet always arguing, oh, which profession is the best? Like, Auras or Professors? You know, which one does more damage? Oh, before the Deterioration Hex nerf, Professors do more damage, and then after Deterioration Hex nerf, Auras do more damage. And I was just sitting here like, Magizoologists do a lot of damage too. Like, we don't have all those, you know, flashy hexes, charms, and stuff. Well, we have quite a few good charms, but you know, we don't have those fun hexes, but we do just solid damage overall for our damage output. So yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. Just a really short and quick fun video, not to take it too seriously. I mean the numbers are solid. These are the numbers. They're not any, you know, they're not, I didn't make up the numbers, these are the numbers, but you know, it's not a contest on who does more damage. You know what, it kind of is, or as you guys, I'm just kidding. So yeah, again, that's gonna be it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Just a really quick calculation on who does the most damage in this particular scenario, which this scenario being all 3 professions, no active skills, no crits, and just your base damage plus your passives. So there you go. Anyways, again, that's me for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys think about this weird, well, you know what? It's not weird, it's expected, it's totally expected. It's Magizoologists, come on, Magizoologists. this result, and yeah, again, that's that. Also, one more thing, I did hit 7,000 subscribers last night, so that's pretty crazy. Like 7,000 folks, that's yeah, again, just thank you guys for, you know, watching my stuff, supporting the channel and all that. And if you haven't subscribed already, please consider doing so. That would mean a lot to me. And yeah, again, this is gonna be it for this one. I'll see you guys in the next one.